Today we're going to watch the music video of CN Blues Can't Stop. What we originally wanted to do was a new released song collaboratively produced by Chong Yonghua, who is the leader of CN Blue, and JJ Lin, who is one of the most famous Chinese singers, and we have one of the top 100 DJs in the world. I think it will be a really good example to see how K-pop becomes more internationalized. However, since it is a new remix version, it does not have a music video, and the music video of Can't Stop happened to be an example in this week's rating, so we decided to do this one. For me, the reason why to choose this song specifically is that I'm really a big fan of Thin Blue, so I was really excited when I read them in the article, and I think this will be a good chance for me to generate new thoughts based on my new knowledges acquired from reading in this class, and to see how it will be different between my new thoughts and my original perspectives of this video, which might only from a perspective of a K-pop fan who only pay attention to how the music sounded like and how handsome the members were in the music videos. Or I did not even care about whether the music was good or not because they're my favorite band. So what they made was the best for me. And moreover, they're quite unique in the K-pop industry because they're a band rather than a dancing group. So I think will be also interesting to see a different form of form of performing style. I would say that without those choreographies.
Yes, and for me, since I'm not a K-pop fan, I usually don't go to the YouTube and search music videos unless they're really popular. So I never had a chance to watch this music video, and it is really exciting for me to relate this with the article. I think as the only positive example in the essay, there has to be something I can learn from it, or get a gist of this band, its music style, etc. It will be interesting to see how I will react to this music video.
Before we start to watch the video, I'm going to briefly introduce the band first. CM Blue initially had 4 members, but one of the members named Lee Joo-hyun left the band due to a scandal in 2019. And they firstly divided in Japan because compared to dancing groups, the band is not quite popular, or even can be said that it is not like in the mainstream form of K-pop industry, but they did grab a lot of attention from the Korean public as a band, not only because of their appearance, but also because of their music. So their music in 2010 to 2013 was more like rock music, which somehow catered the public taste of what K-pop music should be like. I think the way for a song to be favored as K-pop music is that it needs to have really catchy melodies of the chorus part and that can make people easily remember. Even in recent K-pop industry, we can easily perceive what a famous song would be is the repeated lyrics and melodies with powerful and unique dance movements. I think this is also a problem in nowadays Korean popular music because many of the composers or the entertainment houses would try to produce music that are easily remembered by the public and focus more on the performances rather than to make the real and good music. And as a band, Simple pays more attention on music itself that is more likely to be a ballad, and all of the songs are made by Chong Yonghua himself in this album. So he's really a talented singer and also a composer. So this time, Chong Yonghua played the piano instead of guitar, and this may also be an innovative feature of this song.
So before we start to watch this video, it is worth mentioning how YouTube helps the distribution and the spread of Korean pop music. As a non-Korean K-pop fan, I can easily access all the work they upload when typing the band's name or the company's name. Having such easy access gives me opportunities to find songs I like and can potentially become a K-pop fan. Releasing the music videos via YouTube, though costs companies a lot as advertising fee, but generates numerous potential profits as well.
Yeah, actually, not only the entertainment houses themselves have their own channels to upload their artist music videos and related events. The artists themselves have their own accounts to upload their videos for their own fans to increase their exposures in front of the public. And many of the members from each group also have their own channels that have different concepts, such as the channels to teach people how to cook food, and the live channels and other all kinds of topics which they use to directly communicate with their fans and actually provide them more opportunities to be known by non-K-pop fans. So let's start to watch the video.
하루에 한 번만 그댄 떠올려줘요 Miss you 하루에 한 번만 나는 잊어볼게요 그것도 안 돼요 그것도 안 돼요 그것도 안 되면 그럼 난 어떡하나요 그대 한마디에 나는 웃어요 거울처럼 매일 살아요 나의 하루는 그대의 것이죠 Can't stop me now Can't stop me now 그대를 가는 동안 이가 아직 차네요 Can't stop me now Can't stop me now Can't stop me there 나는 멈출 수 없네요 I can't stop loving you 흩날리는 바람에 그대 떠올라 눈부신 햇살에 그대 떠올라 나는 멈출 수 없네요 I can't stop loving you
Okay, let's stop here for a while. What do you think about this music video? Do you see any differences between the band and the dancing group?
Yeah, this music video is totally different from what I had expected to see. I thought it would be like members dancing and moving at the stage, but it turns out that they're playing musical instruments to create atmosphere and show a romantic relationship here. I think they focus more on the overall atmosphere and the message they're trying to convey, while the dancing groups focus more on showing their movements, how difficult their dance is, or showing their masculinity.
You're right. That's why I think they can gain their popularity as a band because of their uniqueness. Like, they do not have many movements, as you can see in the video. Their positions are stable or even unchanged when they play the instruments. I think that is also quite different from what the audience normally expect what a K-pop should be like. But this kind of unchanged position actually produce a gap between their individual popularity. So in the middle is Jonghyun, the leader, and he is the most famous member in this group, and he is the only one that had his own like solo albums because he's a male vocal and he can do everything.
Right, and the main vocal, he dressed totally different from other members, and then I can tell he is the main character here. Also, the interaction between the lady and one of the members confused me at first. I first thought that girl was just some background to help create a romantic atmosphere, but then when I saw that she opened the drawer and there is a paper airplane in it, and then she closed it, and the next second I see this main vocal opening the drawer, and then I was like, here I see they're in a relationship, and then everything gets romantic from then. And there is nothing sexual in this video, and the girl just so sweet and innocent.
Okay, let's continue. So actually, I did not really pay attention to the foreign body in the music video, as I can only see Chen Yonghua. So I think the reason why they managed to use a foreigner rather than a Korean woman is because their concept of this album is in New York, and the photos and the posters of this album were all taken in New York. So that is also why I think instead of a Korean figure, it is a foreign body presented in the music video. So what do you think about the Korean band? Do you like dancing groups more or bands more?
Well, I can really tell I enjoy the atmosphere and the scene established in this video, but there is no specific point that I can remember if you ask me the same question days later. But the dancing groups are more straightforward and they use drastic beats movements to attract our attention. So I don't have particular preference, but I do think that dancing groups are more, well, they gain more popularity from the audience.
Right, because they started to do ballad rather than the rock music. Firstly, they did a lot of like catchy melodies as the same as the dancing groups do. But as Choi Yong-hwa started to write songs by himself, they did not try to cater the public taste, but do their own music. So, do you think the band can serve in the K-pop industry for a long time, like being popular and remembered by the public for like several years, or you think they may like disappear more quickly than a dancing group?
I think they may need to either change their performing styles or become the top of this kind. I'm not sure if they were the top ones among the band, not dancing groups back then, but I don't know the band before this week. And I probably won't react to this video if you weren't their fan. Also, I think people nowadays aren't big fans of atmosphere creators. They prefer dramatic things that attract their attention immediately. They offer visual impression to audiences. Also, these short yet straightforward moments make the distribution and sharing more easily. Because for me, it takes me seconds to get the point where those video clips try to convey, but it takes me the entire music video to fully understand what this band tried to tell us through this music video.
Yeah, I think that is also a problem in the K-pop industry nowadays. So the industry is like becoming saturated. I think that it's hard for the public to remember a group or even notice that group, let alone each individual members. However, I think the way they produce K-pop idols are in a format. Whoever becomes famous, they will make their trainings be like that. So it is like that BTS is really popular right now. So a lot of small companies will try their best to make their trainings be like BTS. But BTS is BTS, you know. So you cannot become popular by imitating BTS, and that is also only for small companies. But like the big entertainment houses, they have their own like systems to train their artists. Not only the entertainment industry, but also the artists themselves are seeking a new way and changing constantly to attract more audiences. They're trying to start to focus on the visual impacts of the performances. That's why you said like people more likely to watch the more straightforward and attention-catching videos. They started to have harder and harder choreographies which totally ignore the music itself. So compared to the idols debut between 2009 to 2013, I think idols debuted recently are losing their uniqueness. So they look similar and they have more similar melodies in their songs. I like K-pop idols in the second to third generations. I think now it's the fifth generation, so I think they're losing their uniqueness.
Yeah, I think that the training system makes them easier to become idol groups, but then they're just no different from other groups and they're easily replaced by a new generation. Like the second or third generation of K-pop, I think they're more of their own style and we can remember the uniqueness of each group and easily recall that even from like years later. But now it's like they're all the same.
Yeah, I I think this will be all. And thank you for
Thank you.
watching. Bye.
Bye.